2015. There is a quorum present, and I'm calling the meeting to order. I'd like to go to the roundtable introductions. I'm Carl Kenninger, President of the GTCA.
John Hay, Legal Counsel.
Barbara Drashef, Director.
Joe Purcell, Director.
Rich Stofuerte, Director at Large. Justin Mack, Director at Large.
Richard Miller, Director, Tower 1.
Al-Sagi, Director, Tower 3.
Soheila Kobler, Tower 2.
Frank Fittipaldi, General Manager.
The first order of business is the approval of the open meeting minutes of August the 20th, 2015.
Motion to approve the minutes from the August 20, 2015 GTCA Board of Directors meeting open session as circulated. I'm sorry, with one change to the vote on the mini park resolutions. I reflected that Richard Miller voted in two places. I will make that correction to against.
Is there any discussion of the motion? There appears no discussion. All those in favor of the motion, raise your hand and signify yes. The motion is passed unanimously. In the next few days, we have some events coming up of some importance to all of you. We have another Bagels at the board meeting this Saturday from 10 to 12. This is the opportunity for you all, this is residents, owners, to have frank discussions with the board. They'll be here in the spa, and as usual, bagels will be provided. Immediately after bagels with the board, we have Safe Kids Day from the town of Gothenburg. That starts at noon in front of the building from 68th to 71st Street. And there'll be information out there from all kinds of activities, food vendors, and the kids activities. The other note we have coming up is the 15th Annual Holiday Bazaar, which will be Sunday, October the 18th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., sponsored by the Social Committee. Legal report, John?
I have two contracts to report on. We were able to conclude the HVAC replacement contract with LED Mechanical, Inc. That went out the end of July, early August for signature, and that's underway. The second contract is the contract with respect to the interior design renovation with the architectural firm Mancini Duffy. We were able to complete that yesterday, and that is being circulated for signature right now. And that concludes my report.
Are there any questions on the report to the General Counsel? There appears no questions. On to the General Manager's report.
Thank you, Mr. President, Galaxy Board and Community. Last month, the board approved the award of a contract to the design firm Mancini and Duffy of New York for the design and project administration of the hallway redecorating project. In the last 30 days, the AAA contract was drafted as council advised, approved, and is ready for execution. Last week, I visited the offices of Mancini Duffy to meet with the design team, review our design criteria, and discuss the many unique challenges of the project. To move the project along as aggressively as possible, the design committee and Mancini design team started the design development process 2 weeks ahead of schedule with a kickoff meeting held this past Wednesday evening. The first meeting was devoted to a visioning session, during which the designers assembled examples of finishes to show the committee using the guiding principles of our stated design concepts. The information gathered will be used to develop the initial design proposals to be presented at the second meeting to be held next week. Concurrently, the survey team will be here starting on Monday, taking measurements and evaluating the condition of all the common areas for the specifications to be developed. On the HVAC project, after initial plans to close the outdoor pool on September 8th, then on September 13th, The outdoor pool was finally closed today to accommodate the safe delivery of the new HVAC units. With the warm September month so far, we're pleased to delay the closing of the outdoor pool by installing the temporary cooling units here in the spa lounge and cardio room in advance, and also installing new steam isolation valves overnight to allow for the demolition of the old units before the heavy work began today. The new components weighing several tons were lowered to the pool level by crane from the plaza above today. The same operation will take place tomorrow when components for 3 of the units are placed on the outdoor pool deck. At the end of the day, we are able to reopen the outdoor pool at 5 p.m. today, and we'll continue to reopen the outdoor pool at the end of each workday after construction, and also keep the pool open on weekends as well, while there's no construction activity, or at least part of the outside pool deck. If at all possible, after the heavy work is completed this week, we'll make every effort to keep the pool open during the day while construction is taking place, if it's safe to do so. We'll revisit that question on Monday. In regards to these large, noisy air conditioning boxes here in the spa lounge and the cardio room, the new systems which will serve these rooms will be the first to be installed and commissioned. Barring any unforeseen obstacles, the temporary units will not be in attendance at next month's board meeting. On the atrium glass and indoor pool repairs, work on the atrium is slightly ahead of schedule at about 90% complete. The transformation from the moisture damaged stained glass to what we see today, of course, is dramatic. The project will be fully completed in the next 2 to 3 weeks with the remaining framing, sealing, and cleaning of the glass. In addition to the glass project, a number of other repairs are being performed in the indoor pool during the closing period. The whirlpool tile has been repaired and grouted, giving it a brand new appearance. A new fence has been ordered for the indoor kiddie pool. The in-house restoration team has completed concrete repairs along the concrete ledge that surrounds the indoor pool, and all the indoor plants have been cleaned and trimmed up. Next steps for the indoor pool maintenance repairs include acid washing and annual maintenance of the pool itself, repair and refinishing of the floors around the pool deck, installation of a new pool roof, which will take place between September 28th and October 12th. Staff is making every effort to complete this work so that the pool can be reopened sometime between October 12th and October 19th. Design and engineering for boilers and heat exchangers. As reported in July, an RFP for engineering of boiler heat exchanger work is now complete and ready for advertisement. The RFP will include the evaluation of the current boilers and heat exchangers and the possible replacement with self-regulating heat exchangers to provide for a consistent domestic hot water output. Also, the RFP will be advertised tomorrow to 6 mechanical and engineering firms. The work will be broken down into 4 phases. The first will include review of the current systems, evaluation, and development of replacement options with a focus on energy efficiency, service reliability, and enhanced performance. Presentation of these several options will include an analysis of future capital and operating cost projections, energy savings, and return on investment. Phase 2, once the particular option is selected, phase 2 will include design drawings and installation specifications. Phase 3 would include bid solicitation to mechanical contractors, bid evaluation, and award recommendation. These first 3 phases would be at a fixed fee. Phase 4 would be an hourly rate for any needed project administration involvement of the engineer. If this project is approved, installation can begin as early as May 2016 to have systems online and fully functional for the 2016-2017 heating season. On cooling tower cleaning, as a follow-up to the inspection and testing that was done in early August, the Galaxy cooling tower was cleaned and sanitized by a water treatment company during the overnight hours on Monday, August 30th. The cleaning was a final precaution to ensure our equipment was not at risk of developing Legionnaire's disease, which recently affected cooling towers in the South Bronx. Our cleaning tower was given a clean bill of health by the contractor following the cleaning. During that overnight cleaning, our own staff, Rodney Fenderson and Timothy Bryan, are the maintenance staff, were on hand throughout the overnight to ensure Galaxy residents and mall merchants would not be inconvenienced. On front desk operations, as a result of meetings with the owner of planned companies and the board president and vice president in July and August, Planned Companies has agreed to provide a full-time site supervisor to oversee front desk operations. This is being done at Planned Companies' sole expense and no cost to the Galaxy Towers. Elliot Schneider, the supervisor who began work here on August 30th, has met with management to review areas for quality improvement, has updated the post orders and procedures for the operation. His initial focus is on access control and desk reception, which is among the most important safety-related jobs that your concierge perform for you. Desk employees are being re-instructed on the proper way to address residents and guests entering the building. They're required to address all residents by name or to reintroduce themselves and ask the residents to do so as well, so they can attempt to learn the names of all residents and tenants in the property. Also, to assist in verifying residents, copies of the resident roster for the entire complex are updated and reissued to the front desks at the end of each week. Finally, on the women's locker room repairs, which took much longer than we anticipated, they're finally complete. Invasive demolition was required to repair 3 separate leaks found coming through the locker room, which caused damage to the sauna and the steam room. As part of that project, all the shower valves were replaced with new, and damaged tiles were replaced and repaired. Sauna benches were reinstalled and the whole locker room scrubbed and power washed. With the exception of the steam room, which was finally completed and reopened on Tuesday of this week, the rest of the locker room was finally reopened in time for the Labor Day weekend. That concludes my report.
Are there any questions concerning the report from the board? There appears to be no questions. We're now going to move on to the controller's report.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'll begin by handing out the financial report. Hello, my name is Majid Mai. I will be presenting the financial report this evening. I will start with the cash balances. As of August 31st, the depository accounts has a total balance of $331,000. The Banco Popular R&R account has a balance of $4.3 million. Escrow has a balance of $1.5 million. Total available cash as of August 31st is $4.7 million. When you include escrow, the total cash is $6.3 million. I will now talk about accounts receivable. Total accounts receivable from homeowners as of August 31st, 2015 is approximately $3.4 million. $3.3 million of that is in legal, $53,000 is in payment plans, $22,000 is 1 month past due, $713 is 2 months past due, and the remaining $19,000 is over 60 days past due. I will now talk about accounts payable. Total accounts payable as of August 31st, 2015 is $1.2 million, which includes all invoices posted as of August 31st, plus any known accruals. Legal invoices account for approximately $56,000. R&R invoices account for approximately $202,000. I will now break down the payables. $850,000 is 0 to 30 days old. $233,000 is 31 to 60 days old. $26,000 is 61 to 90 days old. Finally, $155,000 is over 9 days old. but approximately 83% relates to disputed slate elevator invoices. Next is a breakdown of Condo Cafe. For the month of August, payments of $210,000 were made through Condo Cafe. As of September 11, 2015, there were 615 owner occupants and 460 absentee owners. Of the 460 absentee owners units, 407 are occupied by tenants. Units occupied by tenants represent approximately 38% of the total Galaxy units. The monthly financial package for August should be available by the beginning of next week. This concludes the financial report.
Are there any questions from the board on the report? There appear to be no questions. Thank you very much. New business. The first order of new business is an administrative resolution to establish a beautification committee. The rules that we operate under require that 7 days before a board meeting, and at least 7 days before the board meeting, any resolution to be discussed be circulated to the members. This was done. I circulated the resolution, so I'm going to take the privilege of not reading the whole resolution, but which is mostly boilerplate, i.e., the only significant difference is the duties of the committee. The duties of the committee, the primary responsibility of the beautification committee is to advise and assist the board of directors in selecting a contractor for landscaping to care for the upkeep of the grounds, indoor pool, and lounge. In fulfilling this responsibility, the committee should perform functions included but not limited to the following: helping the board to determine the allocation of funds needed for the operation of landscape activities, preparing for an annual landscaping plan pertaining to the choice of flowers, bushes, trees, lighting, irrigation, construction, prepare a list of tasks and terms and conditions to invite bids from contractors for the annual landscaping activities, and to help the board to evaluate the bids and to select a contractor. Recommend to the board for its approval the rules and care and supervision of landscape operations relating to the firm, driveway planters, all outdoor areas, pool and lounge by the general manager and staff, and interact with management on landscape activities. The rest, organization, operation, is the standard boilerplate language, which we can go through if required. May I have a motion for its adoption?
Need a motion just to...
To adopt the resolution. Motion to adopt the resolution as circulated.
Motion to adopt the administrative resolution to establish a beautification committee as circulated with the change that Carl, the President, just described.
And second, is there any discussion? Commission?
Thank you. I believe the way this resolution is written is far too much involvement by the committee in essentially our management responsibilities. To weigh in on choice of flowers, I have no problem with that. But for instance, helping the board to determine allocations of funds, terms and conditions, to invite bids, evaluation of bids, interacting with management on landscaping maintenance. Like I said, there's far too much involvement for this.
Are there any other comments? There appear to be no other comments. I'm going to call for a vote on adopting this motion. All in favor of adopting the motion, raise your hand and signify yes. All those opposed? Abstentions? There are none. The motion passes. The Beautification Committee has been operating for several months now as an ad hoc committee of the board. I would like a motion to appoint an ad hoc committee to be the regular members of the beautification committee.
Okay, a motion to appoint the following individuals as members of the beautification committee. Joginder Bakshi, Kathy Moberly, Pam Sanabria, Elsa Schwartz, and Justin Mack as chairperson.
Is there a second? Discussion? There appears to be no discussion. All those in favor of the motion, raise your hand to signify yes. All those opposed, the motion carries. The next order of business is the appointment of a new member of the SPA committee. Traditionally, members have attended a certain number of meetings too and have had the recommendation of the chairman of the committee. We have one individual today. If we could have a motion to that effect.
Motion to appoint Paul Zuricki as a member of the SPA committee.
Is there a second? Motion is second. Is there any discussion? Appears to be no discussion. All those in favor of the appointment of Paul, raise your hand to signify yes. It's unanimous. Welcome to the SPA committee, Paul. The next item of business is the server upgrade. We are not going to address that issue tonight. We had additional information come in on the contract and the bids, which we're going to evaluate again. So I am striking the server upgrade from discussion tonight. Next item is other new business. Does anyone have any other new business to propose? Justin?
I'd like to make a motion to rent out the extra 66 mailboxes located in the lobbies of Tower 1, 2, and 3 to any homeowner or resident in good standings for a fee of $10 a month with a 6-month contract to be used as an overflow to their original mailboxes. This will be on a first-come, first-served basis.
Is there a second to the motion?
No, second.
Motion second, discussion?
As everyone knows, our mailboxes are small and very easily filled up. If there's an extra 66 mailboxes unused, and there's homeowners and or residents willing to rent them, I can't see any reason why not to allow them to use this while at the same time bringing extra revenue to help lower our maintenance costs.
Additional comments?
I would just like to add, if I may, that this needs to be done in conjunction with the post office, so it is coordinated. In other words, they will know that you have 2 mailboxes, one in your name under the apartment number, the other one might be in a different tower or whatever.
Richard?
I want to make a motion to table this until we study it more.
Is there a second to the table motion? You're seconding it, Justin?
I'm seconding.
Okay. We're going to take a vote now on tabling the motion. All those in favor of tabling the motion, raise your hand and signify yes. It's unanimous. The motion is tabled. Is there any additional new business?
Motion to rescind board resolution number 14-10-134, passed on October 16th, 2014, which moves the board, open board meetings permanently to only the spa lounge.
Is any discussion?
Yes, just to clarify a little bit, this allows, by rescinding this allows the board to decide where it wants its meetings, whether it's in the office or here, depending on what's on the agenda or how many people we expect to attend, to give us a little more flexibility and perhaps to open up the lounge again to whoever, other people who use it.
Any further discussion? Richard?
So the way I understand this is that the meetings are going back to the boardroom?
No, the motion is that the board could decide where to hold the meeting, either in the boardroom or in the spa or some other location?
Well, I believe then, according to the rules, then each meeting, you will have to send out to the newspapers because you're changing the location of the meeting, if you do choose to do it. Right now, people have gotten used to the spa. You never know, the spa lounge. So, and it's also more inviting because in the boardroom, it's a little intimidating. People can spread out here, and I see there's a large crowd that would be uncomfortable in the boardroom. So I think it would be, for just uniformity's sake, to keep it in the spa lounge. And I'm just wondering if we could have an opinion from legal counsel if each time we would have to notify the newspapers.
I think your question is really, is it enough to say that it's here in the GTCA on such and such a day, or do we have to be room specific?
I have to read it.
Can we just make the amended to say subject to, or this subject to?
Why don't we just table it for one more
Adherence,
meeting?
subject to adherence with necessary notice requirements as provided in DCA regulation.
Would you like to amend that?
Can we just do it formally, or just amend it as
Just do it
John?
formally, yeah.
I don't see why we can't. I make a motion to table it also until we have a determination. So we have clear cut.
Is there a make a motion to table?
Make a motion to table
Is
it.
there a second to the motion to table? Is there a second to the motion to the table? We'll have an amendment, motion to amend.
Motion to amend, motion on the floor to make it subject to adherence with any notice regulations or rules.
I can tell you what I think. The regulation requires that the time and place of the meetings be placed in the notices. So right now, I believe your time and place notice says it's in the spa meeting room. If you elect to move back to the boardroom, at the given evening that you do that, you'll have to place a notice down here to direct people to go to another location within the same building. I don't see that as a problem. And vice versa, if in the future you notice for the board meeting, you would have to place a notice on the door there to advise people that the meeting is going to take place down here.
There is a motion on the floor.
All right, so, well, you know what, I withdraw the motion to amend this
Okay.
original motion.
Is there any further discussion? Richie?
I just think then that that's going to cause a lot of confusion, people not knowing. Like I said, people have gotten used to how long we've had it here, past year, and people already know that it's a spa lounge. Now you have people, they'll see a notice and they say, oh, well, it's too much trouble to walk back.
Any additional comments? There appears to be no additional comments. All those in favor of the motion, raise your hand to signify yes. All those opposed? The motion carries. Is there any other new business? There appears to be no other new business. I would like a motion to adjourn, please.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? Motion is seconded. All in favor? Aye. The meeting is closed. Thank you.